Welcome back to the Ultimate Wolf. Yes, as you can see, this is the FansHobby Tfcon LA 2023 exclusive Bossman, aka Boss. I'll talk about the history of the character from what I know. If you have the Ace Hitter or the Minerva mold, I do know. I know it's like the Go Shooter and the Minerva mold, Athena and the Acer mold. It's the exact same mold. Granted that it's more based on the Acer mold, because how Athena, her backpack can be removed. Transformation, this one can't. It's just it's a remold. It's a remold, and it's a remold of the Acer mold, but it's also one of the Minerva mold, the Minerva and Ghost Shooter mold. But here, I'll take a look at the box. But it is a good box. See the FansHobby X Chosen Prime right there. There's the robot mode of him right there. You can see his gun. You can see his alt mode. See like the city. You can like see like a castle or a city right behind it. That's nice. MB13, MB-13B Bossman, Master Builder. See the car mode right there. On this side you can see MB13B. That's 13B. There's Bossman. You can see another robot mode. Chosen Prime, FansHobby. On this side of the box, MB13B, this same side. Top of the box, you can see his eyes. And the bottom here, let's go to the bottom of the box. It's just his alt mode, but MB13. Pretty much all the details on the other sides. Alright, back of the box. You can see there's the MB13B right there. Here's his robot mode, here's his alt mode. Robot mode, car mode, his junior power driver. It does have the speed, strength, intelligence like the FansHobby Arson had. Open chest, cover for checking power indicator. Right here you can see the gun. Car engine can be converted, can be detached and transformed to weapon. On this side it shows the cockpit for junior driver. And yes, the junior driver is included. That's it for the box. It's a small box. The figure does come packaged in car mode, but you do get a few other things with the figure. I'll show that before I get into the figure. You do get the collector's card. You can see the robot mode of the actual figure. Sorry, there's the glare from the light. MB13B Bossman. Nice one. There's his alt mode. He doesn't really have any issues. Well, I don't have any issues. Maybe just one issue, but that's more irrelevant. But it's just the way how the gun is. Talk about that, but there's how the karma looks. There's the speeds, the stats. Right there, I'll set that off to the side. And also on the back of the FansHobby box, you can also see where to contact them. And then also, it does show at the bottom, but there's where you can find FansHobby right there. So you can go check FansHobby out. They're doing a bunch of Armada figures. They did Armada Prime, Armada Megatron. They teased Armada Tidal Wave. They are also teased Armada Jetfire and Overlord, whatever it is. They done Super God Master Force characters. The monster bots, but also this the illustration and character design is by Not Right Robot. There, he's the one who did the Arson figure that I reviewed Tuesday, and I believe he did the other Prime. Sorry, I did adjust the backdrop so it's a little bit more better, and it should be falling apart. Here's the instructions up there. You see the robot mode and all mode with like that city behind him. Choking has your 8 just to team it up. FansHobby.com. It's exclusive, not for sale. It's the same thing like Pyro, so Arson. So if you open up, you can see the steps is illustrated right there. So you can see that. Let me open it up. It's less than 81 steps. So, but if you open it up, it's an easy transformation to show all the car features and everything that comes included. I will show how to equip everything in this car mode. It comes with more accessories. It's an easy transformation once you know what you're doing. We're going to start with the legs, and then we're going to go to the arms, and the head last. Wait, we'll also do the backpack last before the head reveal. And his guns too, which I'll show everything later. He does have slightly more posability than him. Hey, Adam. How are you? So here is the Bossman. Let me bring the camera down a little bit since it's a little bit lower. But here's his car mode, which looks good. I do like it. Let's see the details right now. I'll get those up. Look, you can see the wheels. They're all done with the silver hubcaps. It is a translucent white there. That's how the windows look. It's just the lighting making it look different, and the plastic looks, which is good. It's painted good. See the back right there in the red. You can see like the robot mode fist in the back parts of the backpack, and you can see like the cockpit. RX-7, nice. Oh, nice. I didn't know what car this was. I do like how this stripe is right here. Right there, how it's like a Z and then it breaks up into 3. Also, these side view mirrors, they're supposed to be pushed out. It's just pushed in once you take out the box. But side view mirrors even have little silver details right there. So I will give a quick history. Boss is a G1. We never got him in the US. He was never in the show. He could have been in comics. I'm not sure. I do know he is a Turbo Master, and I do also know he's a boss. That's all I can tell you. But here, I'll give you a quick underside look right there. So you can see this is both parts of the back of the legs, crotch, chest, arms, 4 arms at least, which the stripe will continue in robot mode. So there's that. So they did definitely change it from the G1 boss. If you know how the G1 boss looked, like for the G1 boss, this bit right here would be the legs. This bit in the middle would be the chest, and the front would be the arms. But there would be like a gap right here, so where you could put the turbo, the gimmick, the engine. It's a brand new mold. Like on this version, these are the arms back here, legs back here, chest right here. You'll see how it transforms. Like I said, if you have the Ace-Eater mold, you'll know exactly how it transforms. So let's get into accessories as that bit popped off as there's dog hair, not included. But yeah, it does roll. Granted, it's also on this cloth on the under the wooden tables under it. So, but it is rubber tires too. All right, there's that. But he has a bunch of accessories. Let's take a look at that. The junior driver right there. These 2 guns, I'll take a look at the guns more in robot mode. We'll transform them for robot mode later. These 2, you get 2 of those guns. There, they do transform, but I'll show the transformation later. You get a spoiler. You get the spoiler. You get the cap for the Junior Master right there. You get the engine piece. And you get 3 missiles, but I'll talk about this real quick after I finish the alt mode comparison. Alt mode. But there, so you get 3 missiles right here. Alright, so I'll show you how to armor the car up. So I do know what I've seen like comparisons versus the original boss, but I'll talk about the original Ace-Eater mold. So these little tabs right here, there's little tabs on the back. Those aren't here on the original mold. They added it for this mold so the spoiler can clip. And the spoiler you don't have to remove during transformation, so it could stay there during transformation. So you just gotta get it lined up on these. two little pegs, and let me just quit. I do not have a G1 boss, and so I didn't really know much of the character until I saw him revealed for Tfcon exclusive. I'll show him the junior driver in a sec. Get into him in a sec. There's that. You see there's like little tabs up here on the spoiler, which I do know the G1 boss could do this. There is slots under the missile. I know I'm doing off camera. But I'll do one side on camera and one side off, so to make it a little easier and quicker. But yeah, you can put the missile on the spoiler, just like the G1 boss. Good. So that's nice. Let me just make sure they're lined up because I can tell they kind of weren't. You can see even the little silver vents right there. Gray, gunmetal gray. Gun, so let's flip them underneath. Probably should have done spoiler light later. Wait, there's a space under here. There, that works. So the head, you just want to make sure to put it upside down. Like this, and then this will just, there's two little, remember the spoiler. There is two little tabs right here. You can kind of see them. The head just, this bit will sit right there. It'll be easier to, you'll see it once it's done in there. It does take kind of doing because it is a little bit hard to get in. So let me just get in off camera, then I'll show where. Okay, I got it. Yep. And there it's tapped in. It will just tap in by the back of the head. Of the back of the bit. But there, so you can see that bit can store. So now there's these guns. They do transform for robot mode, but this is how they come in packaged. You can see there's two. I'll show the guns more in robot mode, detail wise, but there is two slots. There's like a slot right here, and there's one with like a little bars on the side of it. Bottom slot right there, and there's the upper slot. Upper slot, you want it like this, and then just slide it onto these tabs. Right there. Here, let me just get it on real quick. This can take some doing because you have to angle it in. The tabs are on both sides. The slots are on both sides of the gun. It will sit right there. It will fill out that bit right there. No, you can't really see that there. I just kind of angle it until I know what's in there, and then I drop it down onto that bit. Let me get this side on quick. But this will also kind of like create an exhaust. Well, not kind of like, well, it will kind of be exhaust. I got it in there. So now if you look at the back of the car, you can't really see it, but it's hidden. Here's the guns, but so that way it kind of has the back exhaust. So that, the spoiler, will go on top. Okay. You do get 3 missiles. You do get 4. I'll explain why I haven't showed the 4th one off yet. And how to get it on these pegs. There we go. I just have it lined up. So let me show you. I'll explain the 4. So this bit right here, this just clips on the front, right there, to complete the look. Snaps in. I'm just making sure it's in the middle so that we get the full look. I'll show the gun detail. You can see like silver right there, and there's like 2 silver stripes at the top with little tabs. But I'll talk about those in robot mode as the missile rolls away. I'll talk about the master in a sec. Okay, so it does come with a 4th missile. It's a much smaller one, as the backdrop looks more reddish than black. It's a smaller one. You see how on the artwork. So he comes with 4 missiles. I chose in the instructions. Show that. Let me find where it showed it. It's gonna be kind of hard to see since this is. Do that. Shh. Let me do the review. Let me adjust the camera So if you look at this step right here, it comes with these 4 missiles, which you saw there. So a small one right there. I just show it again in another step. I'll answer your question in a sec. So yeah, that small missile you want to peg in. That small one right there next to the big ones. That one does peg into the front of the alt mode like you do see right there. Unfortunately, I lost that missile. It's a smaller piece, and you only get one, so if you lose one, you lose one. But that's the G1 boss didn't have that. He came with just 3. And this was the G1 look. You just peg it in the middle. That's the G1 look. They just give him a smaller one. There's that. Adam, I'll answer your question in a sec. Let me just show the Junior Master off. The head has been off. So you can see it is a small figure. The chest is not painted on like the FansHobby's Arson was. And now the joints are tight, so you can see how tight the joints are. Head rotate full. It can't rotate a full 360, but it is on the low ball joint. The eyes are done in red, painted red, and silver face. There. Arms can go that far out. Yeah, you can see how tight the joints are. They're not gonna be loose unless you pop it off. But there, they can go out. Full 360, no issues there. Elbow bend. Right there, no issues there. You get the waist, you can say that's a ab crunch. As I popped off the leg, this leg on the right side has been popping off more than the left one. There's that, you get that little crunch. Hips can go forward after you pop his leg off. Forward, so you can get him sitting if you want. I'll talk more about that, but that's how far forward. So yes, you can do a split sideways. They can't go out. That's how far out they can go. And they do have a knee bend, but that's if you have it straight, that's how far the knee can bend. Right there, or if you have it bent, then you can get it fully if you have it all the way in, but that's more due to transformation. And yes, you can see a boss's face on the back, well, robot mode face. But I'll show it off once I get him into his robot mode, which will be later on. So let me get him standing so you can see how small he is. Here he is with the FansHobby's Arson one. So like I mentioned, Arson, how the head came off on him, the ball joint on it, it came off, so I had to fix it. See how loose the joints are. It won't even hold up. There, you can see it's loose, it will drop. They're loose. This is how tight they were, so they wouldn't be dropping down. So yeah, so if it didn't have that issue, then and his leg didn't pop off on Arson's headmaster or Pyro, and his leg didn't pop off a bunch. There's that. Here he is with the Titan Master / Prime Master. Just so you can get a sense of scale between the two. There. But yes, Adam, I'll answer your question. Let me just finish with this guy. So I'm off to the side. Here he is with the Jada Nanometallics Prime. Just so you can see. Yes, I know it's a little bit to the right, but here. There, so you can at least see how big it is. And here he is with the Battlemaster from Siege / Earthrise. Sorry, I'm only using one hand right now. I have something in my left hand. Just putting the Pyro Headmaster back on his head mode. Right, so you can see how big it is. But yes, I'll answer your question in a sec. Let me just do this off camera. If you want to see how Boss does look with Arson's, Zobby's Arson, aka Pyro, In all mode, go watch Arsen's review. I showed it there at the beginning. So I'm not transforming Arsen back and forth. Just to, like save time. If it was edited, maybe I would do it, but as you know, I don't do edited videos. But yes, Adam, I'll answer that question. Let me just put him in the cockpit. Cockpit. Okay, so let me remove Smashdown since we're done with him. Here's just our little mascot, for example. Alright. Alright, so you're probably wondering, can you open the cockpit? How does he get in here? So the best way you can get a nail. Also, it doesn't sit. Well, now it's saying it doesn't sit. It says flush, but the best way I find to open it is just pulling this back. That will get the cockpit open. So you can see there's room, and there's a little seat right here. Do it from this angle. See, there's a little seat right there with a little ball joint in the middle. You can flip this bit up because there's space. So yes, you can put the headmaster right here, the headmaster, whatever you want to call him. So that ball joint has been popping off. It hasn't been popping off for the review, and there's no stress. Work on it. But there, so I just slightly bring down the hands. I'll say this: the one thing I did like better on this is how the headmaster, well, the junior master works. Because on Pyros, you have to get him in the right pose, everything, all that, which takes time as his leg pops off. His leg shouldn't be popping off like that. But hey, it's a ball joint, so I can quickly attach it back on. But yeah, so you can see he's sitting there, and then that little panel that I flipped down, well, up. Yeah, I just realized some of it wasn't really in frame, but there, you can see he is sitting in the cockpit. Nope, I popped the leg off. I shouldn't have just there. Do vehicle all modes, but in a sec. But I'll answer your question after I put him back in. After I'll finish the cockpit. But there, so you can see you can have him in. There, you just flip this little piece down. And the boss, like I mentioned in Pyro's review, he does not come with a sticker sheet. It would have been nice. And sometimes FansHobby will give you that sticker sheet just to give you a little extra customization, or to give it symbols, but they don't. So let's see. Does the headlight pops out? If you look, there's a little slot, and it looks like they do move. So, Adam, does this answer your question? Does that answer your question, Adam? And now you can see all the details with it on. Yes, does that answer your question, Adam? You're cool. There you go. Yeah, so you can pop them up. I just didn't want to show it now later until I was done. They can close away, pull it away. You can pop them out. Yes, you can say it looks like a bad car. Which, I mean, it kind of does, but not really. Not really. I have other figures. I have another figure who looks like a bad car, but he's in combine mode. I didn't want to feel like taking apart that bad combiner. Alright, for quick all-mode comparisons, I'm only going to do two. If you want to see Pyro and Boss in all-mode, go look at the Pyro comparisons for all-mode. Here he is with Siege Deluxe Crosshairs, which would be how about the Siege Ironhide would scale. There, so you can see if you have him back to back, Yeah, Boss is a little bit bigger, but granted he's more of a Earth car, and he's a Cybertronian Ben. And one thing I didn't realize until like I was just messing until I had, for instance, out for Pyro's review. So I was just removing more dog here that just appeared out of nowhere. So here's the Kingdom Rodimus Prime. I didn't know this, so as you see there, they do look like the exact same height a little bit. And there was spoilers, but if you put them like right next to each other, I'll see if I can show it back to bumper to bumper. Rodimus and or Boss, they're literally they're the exact like same length. Granted, right there, they're like exactly the same length, and from the front to from bumper to bumper. And this is a commander class, and this is a third party offering. So that's really nice attention if they scale together in alt mode. So you can kind of see, it's going to be kind of hard to tell. But from that angle, that would be the best way. You're going to see if I put the trailer on Rodimus, oh yeah, it's not going to be like that. So yeah, he's in scale with the Chug. So you can see FansHobby's, well, some of FansHobby's bots are in scale with Chug. Or Hasbro offering, but you can see how that looks. Right there. Alright, I'm going to set him off to the side. After I did that, alright, let's get into his transformation. So basically, I'm going to undo everything I just did. Yeah, I'm going to undo, I'm going to remove everything I did, except for a few bits. Okay, so I'm just going to remove the, I'm just going to remove all the accessories really quickly. I'm going to leave the spoiler and this bit on for a sec. Or I might just do my own way, but pop off their guns. And I'll show you how to transform these guns in real there. That's them both done. Yeah, but alright, there. That's all the accessories. So to transform him, remove this bit from the front. It just clips on. Clips on really good. You want to set that off to the side. I'll take a look at that more in later robot mode. But here I saw that open here. Also, I just realized I never flipped it. Removed him if you haven't. That's where you want to pull up the little center console. No. Well, like I realized I removed him because it would get in the way. There. So I'm just gonna set him over here off to the side so he's like he's watching himself transform. There, you want to untab. I'm gonna leave the spoiler on. We're not gonna remove anything else. But yeah, you want to untab the doors and then bring them down. To untab them, they peg into the back right here and into the front, and they also peg into the feet. You want to pull them back a little bit right there. You can see, and there. And let me untab it from the foot and bring this down there. So let me just bring that down on that side and bring this back in. Just so that way I'm there. And then that side just came undone. Let me just fix it. But I mean, this one does hold it. And together you don't see like gaps. As if you notice on Arson, not sure if I really pointed it out, but there is like a little gaps in the alt mode if you saw that up front. Okay, but there you want these doors. Yeah, well, where the doors drop down, I'm gonna have to bring it up a little bit. But there, so you want to bring them down. I just have it like that so we can stand. So here, it's a flying car. Alright. So now we're gonna flip in the windows. And then we're gonna split the front. Just flip them in, and split. Split. I'm just gonna, I'm not gonna follow the instructions, but you'll get the idea. Bring that up, because that's gonna allow for clearance. Bring that up, and drop it down this panel. I'm not gonna follow the, okay. Probably should just, but There, you want to do that, you just split it. I'll follow it just in case because he's a little bit more complex than Pyros. Just to make sure, show it because there's a little bit of steps that will help him transform. But yeah, you want to split that a little bit and have the feet from the side. And just pull them out right there. It's still standing. Okay. Now you're going to just flip this center console. I already did it. I just flip this down right there. Now you're going to take these little blue bits, flip them in for now, because we're going to undo that and then redo it later. Also, I do know they made 600 copies of Boss. I'll show it right now. I got version 212. 212. They made 600 copies. I got version 212. It does say 212 right there, but the focus. There. 212. It was 600. And then it also says MB-13. I was just showing that little detail. So you at least know what number I got out of the 600 copies. One little detail, alright. Okay, so now we're gonna just bring the legs down. And then we're gonna work on the feet, which are easy to do. Nice little number. Hey, true. Alright, so now since you want to make sure this panel's out, bring the door wings out. Well, bring the wings out. Doors out. So that way that'll be that. You can bring this down. Just a little bit, just bring that down. And just bring down the leg. Leg right there, and you can also extend leg. Leg, I know I did it off camera, but let me just make sure. And I do also get this, the leg lined up with the little orange bit on that bit. So that way it looks like a leg. I'll do on this side. So you just extend this. There it is on the double slider. I do align that up. So you bring that down. And then I do align this up right there with the slider. And then I pull this out. Just to give it a little bit more height. But she has to collapse in for alt mode. So now we're going to work on the feet. Get those bits done. And yes, he also does have drop down hips too. Drop down joints. So let me adjust the camera a little bit higher. Lower for this bit. You can close, I'll do the foot first. So you want to bring this in on that joint it's on. Rotate so that way this bit is front and the back. Forward, but you also want to slide this out. I'll show it better on the opposite side. But he does have really good posability for being what they did with the mold. I'm just quickly doing it on one side, I'll do it on the other side. And there, that's leg almost all done. Like I said, if you have the Minerva or the Ace-Hater mold, it's the exact same transformation. Just slightly remolded bits. And bobs for it. But there, that's a boss's leg all done. One boss's leg all done. Okay. So you're going to slide this bit forward. It's on a little slider, you can see it. You want to slide that forward. Right there. You want to collapse this so it's like right here. Right there, bring that in. Right there, so it's basically like an L. Rotate this bit so that way that bit's pointing back. Come to the bottom. Right there, pull this bit out. Pull out, bring up, rotate 180. Because that will fill out the foot. And then once that's like that, There's also not really hollow spaces on this figure, too, but most third parties aren't. Close that panel back up at the back. Bring this up. Hinge that over until that tab. Bring a line up with that low. Line the windshield right there with that little slot, and that will hold this panel in, and that's Boss's legs all done. That's his legs all done. I'm just getting him more like straightened out, but that's his legs complete. Legs done. Now we gotta work on the arms and the rest of the body. Probably gonna lean him back until I get him. So I'm just gonna get there. So he's kind of sitting just so I can work on the upper body without really adjusting the camera much. Okay. Yeah, because I just quickly did all that bit. So we're gonna pull back and then pull up. You'll see, like, you'll get what I mean. Just pull out. Pull out. It's right here on this bit. Just grab it on both sides. Also, I didn't show this, but there is the gas canister, gas tank. So is that even molded in? Alright. Just right there. So just pull the back. Right there. And out, that will tab and tab. Tab. Yeah, on this side there. Bring that up. Nope. I did a few bits early, so let me just go back. Go back and relock those in. But there, so you can bring up the back, that roof section up. You do want to bring up this little section. Just bring that up, both sides, because that's going to fill out the back. Yes, he does. But so did Ace Hitter and Minerva, his mold mates. You have no idea who I'm talking about. There, I just got him a little stabilized. So once you bring all that up, you bring those bits up. Right there. So you can see those, it's up right there. Okay. So then now we're going to stand him up. And then we're going to work on the shoulders bits, and we'll work on the backpack again later. So let me get the camera up higher, because we're going to work on this upper body. Maybe that much height. I don't know how big it's going to be. I haven't really tested. But there, that works. So let me make sure it's stable. Because I do not need boss falling over. Just this, both sides. It does look like he's there. That fixed it a little bit more. I'm just getting him stable, because we're working with all this up here. Okay, bring this out. Side, right there. There's these little panels. You flip these out. That will cover up the shoulder joint and also reveal the head connection. Bring down that panel. You can bring that back a bit. I'm just gonna do it my way. I want to put that little tap panel in. So that way that forms the shoulder. Bring down, down, extend, rotate. You can open the hands up. So now here, I'll show you this. Let me get the backpack in. I'll show it on the other side. But this is how Ace Hitter Shoulders was. This is not how G1 Boss was. To make it more G1 Boss, you gotta do a little bit more steps done. So that way the shoulders are up on his shoulder. So that way the back of the car is more right there on the shoulder. But that's how G1 Boss is. How it looks like as I knocked over his Junior Master. So just bring down here. This is on multiple hinges. You want to bring that little panel down, this panel, and bring that in. Just right there. Just get out of the way. Extend, rotate. I did mention I didn't have really any issues. I do have one. It's just like the thumb on the right side's loose, and the left side's tight. It won't. It's good. It's a good one. So you just see how it's on multiple hinges, right there. You want it like this. Maybe there. You want it like that. That's how you want it for the Ace Hitter mold. So for Boss mold, this is how they don't show in the instructions. So I'm just basically guessing. Hinge that down. So you want it like that, and then just lower this bit. Can there. Yeah, you want to bring that out and then just rotate that forward. And so you can see the shoulders are sitting like that. The joint is straight out to the back. Rotate it sideways. Try and get them there. That's and you can see for Boss's shoulders. I see his waist. Okay. You just bring the arms out so they're not like right next to the hips. Well, yeah, you see he got way bigger. Let me balance him out. But we're not done. Right, he's stable. But we're almost done with the boss's transformation. Instructions just show you how to go through the normal way. So there, I was just saying how to do the backpack again. So let's lift this up. So you see, you want to open these bits back up. For right now, just open these back up. You're going to rotate these bits that were tagged into the arms. We're going to rotate them down. Right there, on both sides. Rotate those bits down. This is a nice little bit. Neat little bit. Right there, so you can see it's kind of lined up. Bring the shoulder back down. So you can see there's this gap right here. That fills this out. Right there. And then bring those in. So you probably guessed how the backpack's going to be. You just want to collapse in on that joint, on the window. So that way, that's going to be the back. Just press in. You flip up this tab. Okay. You're going to rotate it 180. Just want to get at an angle. Let me bring that panel down. Shoulders do kind of get in the way if you have it like the G1 Boss configuration. But there, you rotate it down. Right there. So the back. Also, that just sits right there on his back. Let me just get the shoulder in place. Right there. So you can see how that looks. Okay, there, I'm just getting everything straight because we're not done. We're almost done. But Boss is missing a head. he's missing a head. So what do we? Where's his head? I'm just getting him balanced a little bit, so that way he's not gonna fall over. Well, he is stable. You just gotta get him in the right pose. Okay. Okay. It's fine. I just didn't have him balanced. It was my fault, not him. I just didn't have him balanced properly. Bring him down. You know, you gotta have that balance. If you don't have that balance, it won't work. See? You just gotta have a balance. I mean, I can bring down the camera. I just don't know why I put it too high. A little lower. There, so you can see how it looks. Let me bring up the camera slightly so you can see where his base. Okay, harvest transformation. You're going to take this guy. You're just going to have it upside down. Bring down. Bring that legs down. I'll just finish this side. I have no idea why that keeps popping off. Okay, I see, there's like little notches on it. But there, you bring these, I just bring the feet in. So it sits like that, and then you bring this back. Arms back in, there's the boss's head. It's not a complex transformation. For him, it's really easy, you just gotta know what you're doing. So now we're gonna take this bit, and this will just slide into the little notches. And there you have boss's head. So yes, I do know the face and the eyes are completely, the faceplate and the eyes are completely different from the Ace Hitter mold. So you can see there is some retooling. And then there's the spot, you just drop the head on. And there you have your FansHobby's Bossman in his robot mode. Which from the camera view, he does look like he's looking down a little bit. But yeah, that's FansHobby's boss. As if it is a little loose on the joints, his feet are on ball joints, but if it's loose, just put a little floor tight and stuff like key right there, and then that will just tighten it back up. But once I get in post, he won't fall. See. But there is the FansHobby's boss, and done. Here I'll do a full 360. I will bring the camera down. I knew it. He was going to do that. I had a feeling. But okay, there. I had a little feeling. There. Let me get him stands. There's the back. Like it's just the back of the car. The roof of the car with the spoiler. There's the backpack, and then with the shoulders. And there is a little port right here, so if you want, yes, you can put him on the fly stand. Let me make sure that I have the knees fully aligned up on both sides. With that little orange bit. Headlight. That could also be. But yeah, he looks good. You can see all the colors now. And you can see even he has the little color, the stripe colors on his forearms. That's a nice little detail. I believe that's how it was on the G1. Sorry. I'm not sure. I don't have the G1 boss. I didn't really know about boss until I saw him in my figure. Boss, stop. Stop. Let me bring his head. There we go. Let's bring his chest down there because it will bring it up. Once you get him balanced, he is stable. Yeah, there you can see that. Hands, I will go over articulation later. But yeah, let's do articulation, then I'll do comparisons and the articulation. Here he is with the Deluxe Rotor Storm, which is another Turbo Master, and Boss is the Turbo Master. And yes, Boss is bigger than Rotor Storm. Let me make sure the hips are up from that bit. But yeah, the Rotor Storm was a repaint of the and a remold of the stage Spinster. So like we got Rotor Storm. Now I have two Turbo Masters in my collection, Boss and Rotor Storm. The heel wasn't on the ground properly. But there is Boss and Rotor Storm. Bringing the heel into the foot a little bit more. I don't know why he keeps falling, but at least his leg's not popping off. But there is Boss and Rotor Storm, which, here, let me see. I don't know why you're falling over. Holding down the feet. To bring that back, as it could have been uneven. Where he was standing. But yeah, you can see Boss is way bigger than him. Because if you know the G1 toys, the G1 Rotor Storm was big, and the G1 Boss was smaller. But there's Boss and Rotor Storm. Here is Boss and the Voyager Metal Hawk from Legacy Evolution. And you can see he's about Voyager scale, a current Voyager. We can, he's about, they're about the same height. So you see, FansHobby makes chug scale bots. Now will they make a chug scale Megatron though? The gun version. So that would be good. But hopefully we'll see what they'll do. But there's that. There's Metal Hawk. Here he is with the Leader Legacy Laser Prime. And you can see they're kind of about the same scale. And here he is with FansHobby's Arson, last year's Tfcon exclusive. Well, one of the items, but one of the items. Now, yes, if you're wondering, can Boss's head and Pyro's head swap? Arson's head swap? That's a good question. I never actually tried. Let's do that. It's the same. It should be the same connection. Check. I'll do off camera. I'm not sure, but I'll display them with their proper heads. Yes. Yes, they can't swap. Granted, Boss, that one's gonna be a little loose. There is no. Okay, no, Boss cannot fit on there. It's a different sculpt. Maybe sideways. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, it fit. I just had to put the head on side, put the connection on sideways. So yes, if you want, you can head swap them. And yeah, it's the same possibility. But obviously I swapped their heads. Let me put it back on. Okay. Yeah, only thing is Boss is tight when you're removing it. If you put it on Pyro's body. Because I had to rotate the neck on Pyro sideways so it would fit. So let me just swap their heads back to their normal body. And yes, can their visor swap? I'll just answer that in a second. Let me just put their heads on to their actual body. Why did it get stuck? No, you cannot get stuck. Okay, it's in. Oh no. Oh no. I know why. It's probably gonna break. Why don't you rotate? Hold on, something's not moving. On his head, it's not like rotating like I'm supposed to. There, now it's moving. Because I just didn't realize it wasn't moving. But there, let me just. Unless you go in right or sideways now. Yeah, it looks like the head goes better sideways. And you can rotate in. Let me just. So, yes, can their heads do a visor swap? Well, a head crest swap. I'm gonna say maybe. I'll try that. Let me just make sure he's standing fully clicked in place. So here's Pyro. I just had to get that head in. There's Pyro. There's Boss. Let me get Boss's head back on. His visor already popped off. So I will talk about their articulation in a minute. His Boss's articulation in a minute. Since this is the Bossman review, not Arson. And the cloth wasn't fully like straight out, so that could have been another reason why he was falling over. But there, let me see. Okay, let's see if the head can swap. Let me just find where I put Bossman's visor, because that fell off. There it is. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave them with their stock heads. Well, heads. So here's, I'm gonna. Okay, it will. I was just checking. Oh wait, it might not, because they're. I'm just saying they should. It should fit. Let me just check. No, they don't. It can rest, but because the clips where Bossman's head appears to slide on is a little bit more thicker and the ones on Pyros. So no, their visors can't be swapped. Well, his can't be swapped. It's like a little thicker bit than on his. as he's fall over, great. But his might be able to work. Yeah, because I see it's a thicker piece. Yeah, they can't swap. Oh, wait. They can, it's only Arson's that can, but it's a loose fit. So if I see, it's a loose fit. It's not really, because they're two different clips. Because Boss, man, has a more thicker clip, and Arson has a smaller clip for the visor. So no, their visors aren't swappable. Only their heads are, if you're careful. But they're all set. Pyro off to the side. Well, off to the side. Let me put his visor back on, because the connections are slightly different. But there, if you want, there you go. There's Boss. His head. Let me give him a little bit of stable. Back there. Okay, let's do articulation. I still have the weapons to the side. You can still see him. Head. Here, let me get the head up. And I'll show the features after I do the articulation. And look side to side as I pop off his visor. And where did that go? A quick sec. Look at it. Wherever it went. Just looking for Bossman's visor. No idea where that went. Just quickly looking for it. I do have no idea where it went. It just popped off when I was doing that. Head rotation. Over here. I do have no idea where it went. So. Where did it go? Could have gone under the couch. It just flung right out of here when I did that. Found it. Found it. Put this back on. The little notches. Okay. For his arms, I'm going to let me. So you get there. Outside, if you use the transformation hinge, let me move the shoulder pad out of the way. Use the transformation hinge, you could get it all the way up but a little bit more up. That far up if you use the transformation hinge. But you have to lift up that panel. You can do it through full 360. I just realized I didn't really show that off. They can, the backpack will, the shoulder will kind of get hit with the backpack. But once it gets cleared from the backpack, it will rotate full 360. So yeah, you do get a full 360. Just run it back out. All right, arms. Have a bicep swivel, full 360, no issues there. Single joint for an elbow bend, which is more than 90 degrees. It looks like. Yeah, that's more than 90. Or no, or it's just 90 either one. So here's the hands. They are more posable than Pyro's. The clip off my thumb is a little loose. It's tight, but there you can close the fist. They're on a joint at the base. It can move there, back. There's a second joint, so you can move in that far, back, out that far. And then obviously you can make a fist out of it too. I'm adjusting there. Okay. Weight, you can do that. I'll talk about the waist later. I just there. Forward, back. So yeah, forward, back. You can do the splits. This is also on the drop down hinge, so you can get fully out. A little bit forward, a little bit back. So yeah, that drop down joint. So it's limited, but single, you need a double knee bend right there. Two joints, but if you use this joint, then you get one joint. I'll talk about the waist in a minute. So that. Yes, he does have thigh swivel. Let me hold level. So you get a thigh swivel, upper thigh swivel. Feet pull out, sides. The toe can rotate full 360. Yes, it can move down. Do transformation, can move up a little bit. Now the waist. Just bring the arms out. You get reverse joint forward for bend, and it's on the ball joint. So you get ab crunch and swivel. So you get ab crunch and swivel. It's on the ball joint right there. And so you do get ab that all those joints in there, nice and secure. Put them up really good. But like the feature, there was one feature that I didn't show off. I did show it later with Pyro once I was doing the outro, then I stopped it. And then I, showed it and then I did that. Then I talked about it. Also, if you want, you can have these like knee pads right here out, but I do have them like more forward just to like hide the joint to make it a little bit different. So for the feature, here's the pull. So I do mention you pull this down. It doesn't, so you get speed, strength, intelligence right there, obviously. No sticker version. I'll talk about the weapons after this. How they work for Royal, but there, you get that little detail. And it works, it's geared by the chest, not the head, so I can have the head off and it will still do it. Alright, so that means hit this and off to the side. Set him off to the side. So you can just watch while we talk about his weapons. So I'm going to bring the camera down a little bit more, because the guns are a little bit more easier. And I can bring this in, so I brought it back comparisons. Alright. So for Mox's guns, he has these two guns. Let me find the camera. You get two of these guns. They're the same from the Aesitors. Well, the scope is a little bent. Just leaning the L underneath to hold it up. But there. So you get this gun. You can hold it. I'll show him holding it. To transform, you flip up. See it tab in. There's a little handle right here. Boom. That's one gun. Other gun's the same. You can see the tabs. This one's for robot mode. That one's for alt mode. Right there. I'll talk about his main gun later. But yeah, that's it. They do show it in the instructions where you can store them in robot mode, but it's not that. It's not rocket science. I'm just double checking. Yeah, because they show them, you can have them extended. They actually don't show the storage for robot mode for the guns. Yeah, they do. I just missed it. It was a later step. I'll show the storage after the guns, after I show them. So there's just a little clip. There's tab and palm. I'm gonna bring the camera back up. Let me get it right there at the moment. I'm gonna set this bit off to the side and set the missiles off to the side. So there's more dog hair than when I started. Okay. Alright. Let me get him closed up. I don't pose them with these guns. I do use the other gun. These are just from the Ace-Hitter mold. So if you like the Ace-Hitter guns, you get another pair. If you didn't like them, you get another pair. I'm not going to pose them up, dramatically, because that's how I'll have Ace-Hitter boss when he's fully posed up, but there is a tab in there is this slot in this slot. You just want to line that slot up a little bit. Get stable, so I'll get the gun pegged in really quick. It's a little tab. It goes that you can put it on left or right. You just gotta find this tab, find this slot in this. But once it's in, you won't drop it. It's not like the pyro one. Pyro, as it drops the gun. Yeah, the guns are bad. Sometimes bad. I'll get more into it. You just dropped it and I thought it was tabbed in, but you have to wrap the fist around it. So I get why it's not like the slot, the notch that drops down on, because granted the way how it transforms and these guns work. But there, it's in the slot, and now like wrap the finger around it, the hand around it. But I also understand why his other gun, I haven't shown that one how it works in robot mode yet. Let me just get the other his other blaster in there. Okay, let me just get him standing back up on the table. I saw that. Also, there's a nice little detail I didn't show. You get like little silver accents right there, like for right there on the inside of that panel. It's the same on the other side, on the outside of the panel. So that's a nice little detail. But there, you get boss holding not one, not three, but two different blasters. Okay, I'm gonna set him back and a little forward. So now if you know the character boss, if you know the G1 figure at least, boss never used these guns. These guns are only from the Ace-Hitter mold, so I just decided to give them them. Boss had another weapon, which I'll show in a sec. So I'll show you how to store these guns, and then I'll show you what gun I leave on him, and then how I'll pose him. wasn't as I thought something fell, but no. Alright, so the guns you just show how I pose. Let me just strain them back out for a quick sec. I was just talking to myself if you heard me. Just straining them back out because I do pose them a different way. And I'll give the final thoughts about the figure later. Also, yes, you have that joint, then you have the upper joint, but I already showed that off. There. So I'm just going to bring these arms out. Wait, so now you see there's tabs right there on the side of the arm, the leg, the thigh. So now if you notice when Boss is on alt mode, the two tabs up here where the shoulders are hidden, under the shoulder pads, that's where those tabs spec in for his alt mode storage. There's two slots, so you just put the gun back in the alt mode configuration, push that back, handle back in, collapse it. So in this little slot where my fingernail is in, that's the alt mode storage. This one right here, space right there, that's the robot mode storage. So you just, let me just do this. And these two hold on to it. There. They won't drop, they won't drop off, they won't drop, they won't fall anything. Granted, you could also have Boss holding one of these guns, other one stored, while he holds his third weapon, which is more G1 accurate Boss weapon. So let me get that weapon prepared, which I'll talk about. This is the one issue I kind of have with it, and I might have to get a tool to help me with this part. No. Yeah, let me get a tool just in case I need help with this part. So give me a quick sec to reach around the table. I should have known it would be one. So I just grabbed the tweezers, my tweezers, just for this little bit to help me out with it. What bit? Because it's a Alright, there I just grabbed the tweezers. So, as you know, Boss, he had a specific weapon in robot mode. This gun. But let's get into its robot mode configuration. I can't really tell if it's on camera. I was looking away from the screen. I think it was. Okay, there. This bit. So this is the alt mode configuration. Let's show you. I'll show you how to get in robot mode. It's the hardest bit. It's the hardest one. Ready? Done. That's it. That's the hardest stuff. Alright, so the gun, you put one missile in the front. I just land it with that like slot at the bottom. And yeah, that won't fall out. So, and now if you notice, there's like two little slots back here on the back of the gun right there. And you just, so I just peg those two on, you can peg the missiles here. You can leave them on the spoiler, but they're right there. You can also leave them on here on the gun. And they do hold both sides. And that's Boss with that. Well, that's without it. So I will get Boss pose up before I give him this gun. I just realized it wasn't really in frame, but there. So that way you get his gun. That's it. That's the gun. Here's the handle, so he holds it like this. Alright, now I'm gonna pose him with, and then I'll put the gun in his hand. I do pose him differently than how I quickly just posed, and you'll see why I need the tweezers. Well, me personally, I do give this leg like back, this foot forward, bring that up. I do bring this forward, one forward and bend. So that way one foot's forward, one foot's back, one leg, okay, right there. Do adjust it so, but you can see his balance. And so I'll rearrange, I'll bring it back a little bit out. Me adjust the waist to make sure it's in the middle. Or I do give him a little waist, but there, so you can see how that looks. And then I do bring this arm slightly forward, so that way it's just like resting on that gun, on the hip, like so. So that way it's like he's ready to draw his second blaster. Well, his second or third one, whatever side you want to call it. There. So that way you can see that shoulder right there. And then this one I do a different way. I bring this up, kind of align it with that shoulder, and bring that up. And I do open this up. And stable. Let me just get him stable. And I need to adjust this so that way it's like more on top of that gun. And then you're ready to get, but so you can pop up that peg, so you just straighten out this hand, this fist, and then you just kind of get it in position like that. It's gonna be hard to show off, but once I get in there, you'll see. Because there was a tab on this peg, but I've mostly seen him holding it in his right hand, so, and that's how I post it. I just get that peg in there, and then for the tweezers, I reach in there to close the fist. To close it. So I just do that at that angle and then put it in. I got to line that slot up and then get it pegged in. I might have to do it, off camera. Give me a sec. I just popped off the main joint. And yes, if you want, I didn't really mention this, but on the wrists are on the swivel, on the mushroom peg. And if you want, you can bring them down for like, to give them like he's, shaking or about to pick something up. All right, let me do this off camera and I'll readjust that bit. Let me just check something. How's that? It popped off. Okay. Sometimes I just pop it off and then peg it in that way. Where's this slot? Let me just make sure the thumb stays open. I do it. See, I get that in there and then I wrap the finger on it. And I'll adjust the gun angle once I get that in. And I do close up the fist, that way it looks like he's holding that gun. Well, you get the full picture. And then I just reattach it. I do it at an angle. I'll do it off camera just to make it easier for me. But then I'll bring it back in frame once it's ready. just sitting over here off to the side. You really won't be able to see me while I do it. Oh, I got it in the hand and it came off undone. I got it in the hand. I got the clip back on, clipped it back together, and then it came out of the hand. This bit can be easy / hard to do. A little bit tricky sometimes. There. Got it in the fist, and I'm just gonna. Nope, I pushed too hard where that clip came undone. Hey Adam, you still here? Question mark. There, I got the gun in his hand. Because if so, I have a question for you. There, somebody didn't need the tweezers, but nope, you haven't said anything. So I'm guessing you left the stream. Or unless you could be playing your game. Or you could have fallen asleep. But let me just get it balanced again. And there is the Fans project. FansHobby. FansHobby. FansHobby's take on Boss. So you can see he's still holding his gun. Nope, I just unpacked that gun from the hip. Oh, there on the backdrop, got it. Let me repeg this back in and I'll readjust this arm. Right there. The other side just came undone. Let me just peg this back in. Just bring. I was just adjusting the waist. Boss, man. Bring there. Let me just get this side posed how I had it. And sometimes those guns on the hips can come unpacked if you're like messing around with it. But there is. Not careful with the angle. But once you get him stable, he's not gonna fall over. And you can see there's the guns. That's how I am Boss a little bit, like something like that. So you can see his left hand's on the gun. And then you see that. And he's stable. As if I shake the table, yeah, he's gonna fall over if I bump the table. It's a good figure. I just wish the gun going in the hand could be easier. Because obviously, when I showed the FansHobby cover, I mentioned the arson. I showed off the little clip, the little like T-shaped tab slot in the hand. But yeah, there's that. It's a good figure. I'm just gonna do the final thoughts if you couldn't tell. Yeah, it's a good figure. First time with the molded. It's a really good design. I do like it. It's really good. I do like how they remolded the backpack so you can equip the spoiler. They remolded the face and eyes on the junior headmaster, on the junior base. It's good. It's good. It's accurate. I mean, it's accurate. The colors are accurate to Boss. Granted, the body is different. And like I said, in Boss, the back of the car would be the legs, the front of the car would be the arms, and the middle would be the chest. They flipped it around. The chest is the middle of the car, arms is the back of the car, and the front of the car is the legs. But granted, they use the mold, the Minerva, the 8-seater mold, so that's how 8-seater transformed the show. So anyway, we'll see who they're doing next year for Tfcon LA 2024, which that's also going to be 2024 is also going to be the 40th year of the Transformers. Since we got them back in G1, it'll be 40 years. Will be next year, the big 40 years, because this year it's gonna be 39 and the anniversary this year. But yeah, it's a good figure. I just wish that you could hold the gun back. That's all. Everything can store in all mode. I do wish they could have give you a second of the missile for car mode, but for that smaller missile, because that once you lose it, you lose it. Well, unless you find it, I don't even know where that went. But yeah, anyways, I've been the Ultimate Wolf. Well, yeah. You can find the Ultimate Wolf on Twitch, the Ultimate Wolf on Instagram, the Ultimate Wolf on Discord. Tomorrow night, well, today, Friday night, I'll be back with more Last of Us, probably finishing it up. And then for next Saturday and Sunday, I have the Fortnite videos at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7:30 Central, and 8:30 Eastern. The Vader for the Win is the first one, and that's Saturday's video. It's the same time for both of the videos. And the Sunday video is how I won at 2 HP. How I won the game at 2 HP. But yeah, there's that. And then next week, Monday, I'll be probably probably playing Jedi Fallen Order. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And then will be the Optus Nox review. MMC's Optus Nox review. And then after then, probably Blue Break on that Wednesday. And then the Thursday of that next week would be the Fans Project Tiger Rex. And then probably more gaming Friday night. Well, definitely more gaming Friday night. And then the week after Monday, I'll probably do more gaming. Tuesday, did have a slight change for the 30th of May. I'll be on the PGM's show's YouTube channel where he'll be interviewing me. So that'll be fun. That'll be Tuesday on the 30th. The Wednesday, I'll be doing the fans, the MC/Ocular Max Rewind, and then the Robot Heroes Prime versus Unicron on that Thursday of that week, and then gaming again Friday. So Tuesday will technically be my pick, but hey, it's fine. And I asked him if he wanted to interview me. Long story short, he already guessed the answer. But yeah, he's a great dude. If you haven't, go check out the PGM's show. But yeah, there's the Fans Hobbies take on Boss. Right, so it is an exclusive, so once it's sold out, it's sold out. They're not going to release it again. I'm lucky I got him. I did like the colors. You can see that right there. I just brought the camera down so you can see a little better. Yeah, I do like the colors. I did obviously pick up this year the Tiger Rex and the Rewind, which were both exclusives. The other two exclusives with the Quick Switch and that CDL Toys RC, which I reviewed last week. But yeah, we'll see what the exclusives at the next TFCon LA will be, but that won't be until next year. We'll probably figure out what there'll be in December, November-ish, and March before that con, which is March 8th through 10th. So yeah, I'll definitely be going to TFCon next year. Like I said in the Mark Center review, the great Legends of Cybertron John will be going. If you haven't, go check out the Legends of Cybertron. So there, I'll at least be able to meet a UK buddy at TFCon. And TFCon's at a bunch of places. And once they sell out, like this was $85. It's like 200 and up on eBay for Boss. We'll see what the Fans Project Tiger Rex and the MMC Rewind is prices, but I'll talk about those prices later. But yeah, this was $85. Once they sold out, they sold out. Like I mentioned, I got 212 version. Oh, my copy is 212. But yes, like I said before, I've been the ultimate. Like I said, I hit the wrong button. Like I said before, I've been the ultimate wolf.